Hey guys, this is Intuitive Anthony doing another YouTube video. This one is very, very sad and unfortunate news for Kathy Griffin, the comedian. Hey guys, this is Intuitive Anthony doing another YouTube video. Now this one is a very, very sad and unfortunate news about the comedian Kathy Griffin. Remember a couple years ago, she had landed in hot water for during the Trump administration, where she made that video where she had beheaded Donald Trump. Pardon me. No doubt she did that to make headlines, to make a splash, because as you and I know, people in Hollywood have a tendency to be a whore for the limelight. They feed off of it. They need it. It's just they're willing to do anything shocking or say anything just to keep their names on the lips of the public. It's very sad, but this has nothing to do with that act that she did with Donald Trump. This is more on a personal note. Kathy Griffin decided to let everyone know that she has cancer. She has lung cancer, to be exact, which kind of gives me an eerie feeling of remembering Joan Rivers. Comedians always seem to have, well, I don't know Joan Rivers. I know she died during surgery, but if I wasn't mistaken, there were some health issues there, but I can't be 100% about that because the lady's passed away and we're going to let her rest in peace. But I'm going to give you the information about Kathy Griffin and her lung cancer diagnosis. I'm going to be reading it from the website, guys. I'll put images in this video so that you'll know exactly who I'm talking about for those who might be under a rock or too young to know who Kathy Griffin is, because I'm of that age, so I do know who she is. Okay, it says Kathy Griffin has had quite a year navigating the darkest chapter in her life, and is now battling lung cancer. She's used to weathering storms, including living through her fair share of controversy. The comedian has claimed that she has been banned from various shows over her decades-long career. But she says nothing could compare to the fallout she experienced from her 2017 photo shoot, which she held a mask that appeared to be bloodied with the then Donald Trump's presidency likeness on the mask. That's the one I was telling you about, where she did this mad grab for attention because everybody was so repulsed by Donald Trump and the things he stood for. She figured, why not make a splash? But walking that line of being outrageous but not being too far outrageous, that one might have got the better of her. But she was blackballed from a lot of shows, and there's a lot of that going on. By June 2020, she was in the throes of a painkiller addiction and even attempted suicide, yet she's still here. Now, question I have about this is they always say they attempted suicide. Are these attempts real attempts, or are they attempts to get more attention? Because I know of plenty of people who, I've heard of stories where people have tried to commit suicide and they followed through with them. But anytime you're dealing with celebrity, you got to wonder if it's really a cry for help or really a cry for attention. But let's continue on with the story. Whether I like it or not, I think I am a resilient survivor, she told ABC Ju Chang in an exclusive interview last week. I believe she's a survivor. I mean, you have to have a pretty thick skin to survive all that nonsense and craziness in Hollywood. And then with the diagnosis, and then fighting an addiction. Yeah, you have to learn. You learn a lot about yourself really quickly, and what waterfalls you don't go chasing, and when to stay in your lane. I think a lot of the younger kids are having a problem with that because they think they can do everything and be everybody and be, it's not realistic, you know what I mean? It's not a realistic expectation for one's life, and it always leads to heartbreak. Griffin said in her life became consumed by consequences of the Trump photo shoot. After her career of a self-described in-your-face comedy, the world apparently deemed that this image had gone too far. Amid the fallout, Griffin said that she and many people close to her became the target of death threats. She had never had a drink in her life, she says, but she eventually lost herself to an addiction to pills. And this is a funny little side note. That opioids and all of those things that a lot of people seem to be falling into, you know they never wanted to prescribe those to black people, right? Which is why we don't have those problems. I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there in suburbia somewhere, some black kid or black girl in suburbia somewhere that has those problems, and they have access to people who live around them and all of that stuff. So I'm not saying it's not, that it's impossible, but on a greater average as a whole, we don't have those problems. So just like, I guess, when the crack epidemic was going on, and now they got the opioids, the pills, the meth, and all of that stuff, good luck and just say no. Maybe I get a t-shirt that says it. Does that help? Okay. I thought, well, I don't even drink. Big deal. I take a couple pills now and again. Who doesn't? She said, also, my age was a big part. I mean, who bottoms out and tries to take their life at 59? It's almost a joke. Right. By the way, someday this will all be a comedy. Trust me. I was laughing to stay alive. And when I felt and what I found was I felt like I can't make others laugh. There's no purpose for me to live. There's no reason for me to live. She looks very, very small, but as you know, when you get older, you start to shrink. This picture, she looks very small. But I will have images in this video so that you can see what I'm talking about. And it's kind of sad that she couldn't make people laugh anymore because of something of her own doing. And then she felt like she didn't deserve to live anymore. No matter what your understanding of your life is, I'm pretty sure God's got a different plan. So it would be presumptuous of you to think you know more than God. Even if she does or does not believe in God. I mean, that's a coin toss. But it still doesn't matter whether she believes in him or not. He's still there. Anyway, but she did. Now Griffin is looking to overcome another obstacle, reporting that she has a cancerous tumor in her lung. The irony is not lost on me that a little over a year ago, all I wanted to do now, and now all I want to do is live. It seems from what I'm reading in this article, she's still trying to entertain. She's still trying to entertain with the way that she's speaking. She wanted to die, now she wants to live. Instead of all of this conjecture and all of this dialogue, you need to be focusing on you and what's really going to get you to a healthy space, physically and mentally. Because they can fix the physical, but mentally you still seem like you need a lot of attention. And that you're willing to do anything to get it. Even messing with a topic that is so taboo like cancer. You know what I mean? Like, you need to get your priorities in check. It got out of control. Kathy Griffin launched her Laugh Your Head Off tour in 2017. In the wake of the Trump backlash, she sold out shows around the world. How are you suffering if you're selling out shows around the world after the Trump thing? It was like you did that as a promotion for your tour. Because it was so inflamed that some idiot's going to be so mad at you that they're going to pay for a ticket. But there's people out there like that. She said her first show on tour in Auckland, New Zealand, where someone who she described as a Trumper threw a glass bottle at her head. She said she later saw him speaking in interviews where he appeared to be proud of the attack. As her tour carried on, she said that behind the scenes, she was crumbling and sustaining her addiction. I lost a ton of weight. I wasn't even aware, not able to keep food down because I was dealing with so many things. And she said, yet I have a driven to get. I had such a drive to get back on stage and show that I couldn't be taken down. It was really a tough time. It is one of those times when I was on a mission and I was going to get through it, and it was a very, very gratifying but difficult tour. Okay, guys. Kathy Griffin has lung cancer. I think they're going to remove it. I remember I was reading up on this before I came on the video because I like to do my homework. Not everybody does, but I do. And I think her sister cut her hair off in solidarity to Kathy having cancer, which is a sweet thing to do. It's a very sweet thing to do. And I hate to be the guy to point out this in the room, but I'm pretty sure Kathy Griffin's throwing some money her sister's way because that's what family does for each other. So if they have any resemblance of a good relationship, one can expect that, but I do think that's a very nice gesture. But guys, this is Intuitive Anthony. This is very, very sad news for Kathy Griffin. She has lung cancer, but they're going to, I guess, cut it out. Maybe radiation, maybe not. But, you know, it could all go away or it could come back. You never really know. So just keep your thoughts and prayers with Kathy. And I just wanted to let you know, guys, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when new content comes out, guys. But until I talk to you again, guys, if you have any recommendations, put them down in the in the comment section, and I will get to them. I check it all the time, guys. When I have a spare minute at work, I'm looking to see what the next project is, guys. This has been Intuitive Anthony, and until I talk to you again, guys, peace.